Hey, Dad.
Morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Yes, happy Wednesday.
How's it going?
It's good. I'm working on a memoir for my journal and autobiographical class. The last our last class is Thursday, so
Oh, so
but
you're writing one.
I'm writing one for them and putting it in the introduction to the Sonder volume.
Uh,
Now volume 7. You were the
wow.
recipient of the very first volume. So
That's so cool.
yeah, so I've been working on that for a bit.
What is it? Can you give me a preview or something?
Yeah, I've got it right here. I basically I want to talk about. I'm talking about the generational differences. That this generation of students is now Gen Z,
Mm-hmm.
and you were a different generation than that, and there's certainly a lot of stereotypes that go with Gen Z, and
Mm.
we as professors talk about it a lot, because we interact with them, and you hear a lot about it, and it's mostly people want to say the negative stuff, and that's I guess
Yeah.
kind of expected and normal that that's the way it goes. But my point in this memoir, at least that as I've got it going right now, is that um, uh, I'll just here's the sentence that kind of the whole thing's going to hinge on. When I read those critiques, or when I hear them from colleagues in the teaching profession, or even when I hear the voice in my own head drawing similar conclusions, I'm always tugged back into reality by two cords of rope. The first is C254, journal and autobiographical writing, and then from there I'm going to get into what what I learned about Gen Z from this group of students in my
Mm.
class, and I think you probably know where I'm going to go with it. I mean, they're all living individual lives and writing about their individual lives, but there's so many universal truths if they're doing
Mm-hmm.
memoir the right way. And what
Oh, so
while we always
true.
want to right, we want to focus on the differences, and the differences are beautiful, but we often try to make them ugly and battle lines, and
Mm.
reading and hearing these from these young men and women in my class, what I see is how the similarities, like there's universal similarities between generations. They're still writing about the same loves and losses and heartbreaks and heartaches and hopes and goals that we all do, and those are the most important things, and the differences are are there as accents. They're not, they
Mm.
don't define, so that's kind of where I'm going with it. And
That's
this,
cool.
I mentioned two ropes. The second rope, cord of rope, that is my antidote to falling into believing these stereotypes, is my own memory. I mean, I'm Gen X,
Mm.
and I remember all the nasty things that the
Oh
generations
gosh.
before us had to say about us, and how we were going to be the the downfall of humanity, in this
Right.
country, and all the that's why I say it's just normal. It's what we do, and
Mm-hmm.
so there's a seed of truth in all of these stereotypes, but um, they're only a seed of it, and the stereotypes are just that, the generalizations, and
Mm.
anyway, so that's kind of
That's so
that's
great.
that's where I'm going with it.
I love that.
So
That's like I definitely remember what that class was like and how connected I felt with those people who I didn't know before after sharing like personal writing with
yeah,
them and them sharing personal writing with me and with all of us. And like that truth, man, that truth has just become like more and more ingrained in me as I've especially in my job now because I'm interacting with people from all over the spectrum of
yeah,
of
sure,
literally everything,
yeah, more
and we
diverse
find
than my groups by a
oh
lot.
so diverse, and yet especially like on Sunday when we do show and tell, like we were able to find common ground in so many areas and in our like shared experience of life. And
Hmm.
I think it's really cool, and I think it speaks to the value of art and of being able to be honest about our experiences. It's cool.
Yeah, it's important. It's really important. You always want to fixate on the differences, and
Mm,
always and make that the point of everything. Well, you're
yeah.
different from me, and so I we have a problem,
Mhm.
versus
I wanna be
reality.
separate from you.
Yeah, the reality is we are largely the same. We have these accented differences, of course, but that makes life interesting, and that's what makes some of those differences will resonate with you as an individual, and others won't. But it's what makes life interesting. It's what makes getting to know people so much fun and so rewarding.
Yeah, you learn so
And
much. Your world
yes,
opens
but
up.
I mean, I've said before, what would be my if I well, this is kind of a broad thing, but what's one pathway to peace? Getting along with people would, I wish I could bring everybody into a class like journal and autobiographical writing, and assign them memoirs to write about the things that are important in their lives, and
Mm,
make sure the group is from tribes that are typically enemies, and what
mm,
you would find is, oh wow, they want a good future for their kids too, or they just want to feel accepted by and loved by people in their life just like I do, and there's so much more in common than is in. I relate it to continental plates in this memoir. The truth is, if you look at these continental plates, it's the same terrain. Like if the San Andreas Fault was one of the biggest continental plates in the world, you wouldn't really notice if you're looking just on the flat ground. You wouldn't even notice it. The terrain doesn't change. Nothing changes.
mm,
If you get above it and look down, I mean, yeah, it's hard to miss the big the big gap in the earth right there. But that's if you're only looking at the gap, then that's all you see. But if you pull back, it's the same country. It's
mm,
just they're moving slightly different. There are differences, but it's not really that different. It's not. And yes, they grate against each other and they collide and they cause earthquakes, but that's not very common. That's not very often. They are the same, and I'm stretching the analogy a bit, but anyway.
I get it
So
though.
that's where my mind is right now. I'm in that space, the writing space. I've been working on this thing since like 6 in the morning, and
Mm,
I thought I'd be done by now, but you know how it goes. It's never the case.
no.
Yes.
Man, that's just I can't stop thinking about it. Like that's one thing as as I've gone through my life up to this point and interacted and found common ground with so many people who are just incredibly different from me and watched people interact who are incredibly different on almost every front, and find like friendship and companionship
Yeah.
and laughing together, and like I know this about this person, I know this about this person, and like I don't know what would happen if there was a discourse there, and like we could get into that, that's a whole nother can of
Yep.
worms, but like it's one thing. How do I've been trying to like put this into words for a while, and I think the best way to explain it is that so often we look at people who have different live different lives and believe different things and choose different paths, and we look at that person and assume the worst. You're choosing that because you want the worst for me and you want the
Mm,
worst for the world and whatever it might be.
yeah.
I'm closing my eyes because I'm really trying to concentrate to make
No, I
sure that I
understand
say
what you're
this
saying.
properly. But in reality, we all think, unless, except for like the mass murderers and truly just people who want to see the world burn, aside from those people, we all think we have the right solution to the problems that we face. Some of
Hmm.
it, I mean, we all are trying to do what's best.
Yeah.
And I have to remember that when I hear someone say something that angers me or that irritates me, is that you're saying that because you think it's the best solution.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing. I believe what
Right.
I believe because I believe it's the best solution.
Right. You're not
We're
choosing that
both
solution.
looking for something good. We just don't agree on the method,
How
right?
to get there? Yes, that's right. And
But we
but we
both want the
always when
same
we
thing.
yes, but when we hear somebody else's perspective on how to get to that place, we immediately assume they're just trying to be antagonistic,
Yes,
and
yes,
now they're an impediment to us getting what we want, and it's
yes.
sad. Like, wait
It's
a minute,
sad,
whoa,
and
hold on.
we could
Yeah,
avoid so much fighting and so much just
yeah,
like automatic hatred towards someone if we can remember that a little bit better. Like you,
yeah.
you I don't like what you just said makes me irritated because I'm working with a different set of information and different belief system, different whatever it might be. But if I can just take a second to step into your shoes
Hmm.
and understand where you're coming from, my heart immediately softens. Like you're saying what you're saying because you believe it's the best method to make the world better and to love the people around you. And I don't know where to go from there necessarily,
Yeah,
but
you said it.
but
That's it.
but the reality is I can release the anger or irritation in my heart when I remember those things.
Yeah, that's right. I also recommend trying to keep in mind times, and this is one of the life's sweetest benedictions and blessings, is when you are surprised by a friendship. Is there
Mm,
anything sweeter than that? I mean, how great is that? When you find an unlikely friend, like someone that you assumed you weren't going to be friends, you weren't going to like this person, or they weren't going to like you, or whatever, and suddenly there's this connection, and you have this relationship and this friendship. This person matters to you, and you have this wonderful time, and you sit back in a kind of a moment of clarity, and you go, I'm so surprised by this. I didn't think that we could be friends. I didn't even like you, and then here, but you're one of my best friends. Like, that's a
yeah.
great,
Or
and
if we've met in a
that's a
different
blessing that
context.
occurs. Yes, and those things happen in life. So and you have to remember that, because if you can, then you'll be a little bit slower to cut people off, and
Mm,
just base your whole interaction with them on your first impression, or the
totally.
where you think they land on some political scale, or whatever. Just, allow for the opportunity for life to surprise you in a beautiful way, and it often does. So, but you have to be open to it.
Right. And you might
So,
find that after a little bit of interaction, you have like a you have a connection with this person. You have
mhm.
like a what was I gonna say? It's like you have an affection for them because
Yeah,
of
affection.
because of a non-confrontational discussion or conversation or time that you had together. And now when you do end up talking about these tougher issues and you get deeper into your friendship, like there's going to be a lot more room for kindness and understanding there because you're not talking to a stranger. You're talking to someone that you respect and care about. And like I'm amazed at the conversations I've been able to have with people who have such different, dramatically different worldviews than me. And I've been able to be honest about where I stand.
Yeah.
And they've been able to be honest about where they stand. And it's not the same place, but we were able to see through each other's eyes and continue being friends. And I think that's amazing.
Yep.
I
It is.
I feel very blessed.
It is amazing, and it's a good feeling, and it becomes an addictive feeling, and you want that more in
Mm,
your life. So,
yeah.
it's a good habit to start and pursue in life. Be a lot less angry, I'll tell you that. Running around picking enemies, like, who wants to do that? Like, it's much more fun to find a friend than to make an enemy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But it's much easier to make an enemy than to find a friend.
Mm. And
So,
there's
anyway,
absolutely a time for tough, co- tough conversations about things that really matter. But I don't think you're ever going to suffer or regret finding a kindness in your heart for that person that you're talking to before you jump into these discussions. I think we'd have a lot less war and a lot less we have a lot more peace if we could all just gosh, I sound like such a hippie right now. If we'd all just love each other a little bit more, it would just be
I
more
know it's hard. Like,
understanding.
you go down this road, you start sounding like a fortune cookie. It's hard to, it's hard. you know, but anyway, that's that. But that,
Find
it
a
doesn't
little
make it any
love
less
in your
true
heart
or
for your
valid.
neighbor.
You will find fortune today. Here's your
Yeah,
numbers. Whatever. But yeah, so that's
it's
fun of
tough.
writing a memoir. It puts you in a different headspace for sure.
Yeah, it feels good, man. I wrote a memoir for the first time in a long time recently because I had an idea and like I don't know, my attention span I think has suffered in the last couple, probably in the last year. Uh,
Mm,
and I have a much harder time wanting to sit down and commit to something that's like takes brain energy for a long time. It's like
mm,
even streaming, I'm switching back and forth between game and chat and game and chat, and like we could talk about different topics. It's like very
yeah.
scatterbrain friendly. Writing a memoir is not scatterbrain friendly. You have to sit down and do it. But like, man, music helps get you into a
Hmm.
headspace. I often end up having a song looping once I get into a groove because then I'm like,
Yeah.
and it helps keep me in the moment and not move on to other things. But yeah, it feels good. I'm excited to read it when it's done.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Be done today. I've got a deadline.
Oh, smart.
Well, I've already blown that deadline. Blown through the first deadline. I was going to get done before we had this call, but I'll do it. I'll give myself another 90 minutes after the call. I'll get it finished. I got a little more time.
You'll get it done.
So good. So what's on the docket today,
Well,
Dish?
great intro to this. I guess this is a fun, interesting way that we can figure out how different we are and understand ourselves a little better, I guess. We're gonna take the Enneagram personality test. I sent you a link.
Okay,
It should be in
all
your
right.
DMs on.
Just pull this.
Should we play rock, paper,
Yeah.
scissors for who goes first?
Yeah. All right. I mean, you can go first. I don't mind. If you go first.
Do you want
I
me to
see.
go
Neither one of us
first?
wants to go first. I get
Yeah,
it. It's more
you
like
want?
rock paper scissors to see who doesn't have to go first.
You know, you
Okay.
might be right.
Oh, that's so funny.
Here, let's do rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, but
The
and what does it
best out of
mean? Who
three.
and whoever wins, what does it mean?
Whoever wins gets to choose their spot.
All right. So 2 out of 3. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
One,
Rock,
two.
paper,
Wait,
scissors.
wait,
Oh,
wait. Start
frick.
over.
Oh,
We're
we're
all
on a
messed up.
lag.
Okay.
Rock,
Rock,
paper,
paper, scissors.
scissors. Okay, I win the first
I
one.
I had a rock. You had paper.
I
Okay.
have paper. Sorry, I'm off screen. Or am I?
Okay.
No, I'm
Here we
sorry, I
go.
can't tell.
We'll do it again.
Rock,
Rock,
paper,
paper,
scissors.
scissors.
Okay, you
I
win.
have rock.
Dang it.
All right. Now I'm in your head because
Okay,
I've done rock
last one.
twice. Okay.
Okay, okay, last one.
uh, okay.
Rock,
Rock,
paper,
paper,
scissors.
scissors.
Vegas.
Oh,
You
we
thought I
both
was gonna
did
do
paper.
rock. You thought I was gonna
We're
do
father
rock.
daughter. This is gonna go on forever. Okay, here we go.
Rock, paper,
Rock,
scissors.
paper,
Dang
scissors.
it! I'm an idiot.
I won. Rock beats scissors. Okay.
Okay,
Um, I, I'll spare you. I'll go first.
Oh,
I'll,
Dad,
I'll
you don't have to go first. I could go first if you
it's all right.
want to.
Let's just do this. Uh,
This non.
you can coach me through it though. Okay, I pulled it up. Here it is. Uh, so I see. Oh wow, there's like six
See.
pages. Okay,
Oh
so
shoot.
I'll go fast. Right?
You can. You
Is
don't
it
have to go fast. Just
okay?
all you have to do is read out the question, and then
Okay.
we'll look at
All
it.
right. Okay. I strive for perfection. So I have three choices: inaccurate. Oh no, I have boxes and they go along the
Mm-hmm.
lines of inaccurate all the way to accurate, and in the middle is neutral.
Mm-hmm.
So I strive for perfection. That's just all the way inaccurate. Um, I work. So I have to be really, really honest, which is
You
going to be
just
very
honest
revealing.
and be abrupt. And just so you know, I have it up on screen,
Okay.
so if people are watching, they can
Okay.
see what you're looking at.
Oh, okay, good.
So I'll take
Okay.
the test along with you, so we can
I
see.
I work hard to be helpful to others. I'm going to go all the way accurate.
I could have guessed that.
That's my. I mean, actually, that's my job. Okay. Number 3. It is important to me that other people like me. Yeah, I'd say accurate. Um, okay. I won't think about it too much. Right? Isn't
Just
that the
be
point?
honest. This is
It's
how
not
it
that
is.
important though. Okay, but it's not all the way accurate. But okay, all right. It is important for me to achieve great things. Uh, I'm neutral on that one. Uh, I make more significant contributions than the average person. Oh wow. Well, I guess I feel that way. I'll go not all the way, but 4 out of 5. Since I'm a teacher, I don't know
I'm gonna try
if
not
that's
to
true or not.
react
Okay,
because I don't want to contribute to your test taking too
okay. I
much.
can't. I've got you. You're not even on my screen, so I can't see you. So you
Oh,
can make
good.
all the faces you want. Um, I feel my emotions very deeply, 100%. I have it too deeply. I have a sense that other people will never truly understand me. Um, and I know I don't think I'm that complicated. I'm going to go like second to inaccurate. I think deeply about things. Yeah, I do all the way. I am I am prepared for any disaster. Well, I'm prepared mentally, but I'm not like I don't have
Yeah,
a
what does that
I'm
even
not a
mean?
prepper. I'm so I think that's what they're asking. So I'm going to say inaccurate, or almost all the way inaccurate. It is important for me. No, that's not true because I do plan. I'll go neutral. It is important for me to avoid pain and suffering at all times. No, that's not true. Um, uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna say almost all the way inaccurate. Um, I seek out experiences that I know will make me feel happy or excited. Absolutely. I see the positive in every situation. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am not afraid to tell someone when I think they are wrong. No, I pretty much never like to tell people they're wrong, which is ironic because that's my job to do. But
It makes
in
you a
that
very
setting, I
kind
can do it. But
teacher.
in yeah, it's I know there's people in my class are like, just tell them the truth, prof. But anyway, okay.
You power through it.
I let other people make the decisions. I'll be saying neutral. Sometimes it just depends. Like when it's really important to me, then no. But most things aren't really that important.
Yeah.
And I find I can just move along. Okay, so I'm neutral on that one. Next page. I appreciate having rules that people are expected to follow. Oh yeah, I have a syllabus for every one of my classes. Yeah, absolutely. I if I didn't appreciate that, my classes would be chaos. Okay, I am
True.
concerned about security more than anything else. That's 100% inaccurate. I don't think about that at all. I, I th- I think a lot about what will happen in the future. Think a lot or worry. Like there's a difference between the two. Um, I'm
Just
gonna go
just
neutral on
think.
that one. Yeah, I dream. I'm a dreamer, but I'm not a worrier. So maybe between neutral and accurate. I don't fit in with ordinary people. No, I fit in with. I hope I fit in with everybody. I don't think I don't fit in with ordinary people. I don't think of myself as like this crazy outlier who
I'm
doesn't get
not
along
like
with people.
other professors.
I'm not like them. Um, there is really rarely a good reason for changing how things are done. Oh my goodness, that's about as inaccurate as a statement as I can ever find. I'm always looking to change how things are done. Um,
Oh
I don't
goodness,
know if that's
that's
good or bad.
I've seen that many times in my life.
It's like the first question I ask. How can we do it differently? Okay, I always finish my chores. Bob at 53 is accurate. Bob at 23 is absolutely inaccurate. So, but I guess that's who I am now. So
Hmm.
I always finish my chores. I'm going to say almost all the way accurate. Yeah. Chores. All right, neutral. I'm always trying to be a better person. Yes. I check carefully for mistakes and errors. No, I don't.
We're so
I am not a very
similar.
detail oriented person. That's so sad. Okay, I like to be around people who I can help. Yes, I do like that. But I have to be. I'm going to say not all the way accurate because if I'm only always around that, then I'm exhausted. Like it's too
Mm,
much. Like I do have to get away sometimes and like recharge before I
yeah.
can do that all the time. I like to feel that I am an important person in my social groups. Eh, Not really. I'm kind of introverted that way. I don't really have like social groups that if I felt too much pressure to be important in my social group, I think I would disengage from it.
My first
It is
thought was
important.
for social group. Do I have a social group?
Exactly. Like social group. I only have my work group. I don't have
Let's
a
see,
social
one
group.
friend here, one friend here.
Exactly.
They don't know each other.
Oh goodness, we're so similar. Okay. It is important for me to be successful. Boy, but how do you define success? I mean, it's do you think that means
Ooh.
financially successful? Is that what they're talking about? Or professionally successful? Or because it's those
It's
things
hard.
aren't.
It's these tests are up for interpretation, so it's however
It's
you
important.
interpret it.
It's important for me to feel like what I'm that I'm meeting my personal goals
Mm.
for what gives my life meaning. So I just don't want that to sound like I need to have a certain number in my bank account. That's not what I mean when I say
Yeah.
that. So I'll go between neutral and accurate. Uh, although I'll take, I'm happy if the stock market goes up. I mean, like, who's
I'm
complaining? Okay,
not gonna
the
complain.
organizations, the organizations I belong to would not function well without me. Uh, no, I'm going to say that's um, almost all the way inaccurate. I don't overvalue myself.
Hmm.
I'm sure someone would
You
come along
undervalue
and
yourself.
and do. I would, well, maybe, but
But
I
this is all about your perspective, so
yeah,
don't let me change
I
your answer.
can. I often feel overtaken by emotions. No, I don't feel overtaken by emotion. By my emotions. I feel emotions, but I don't let them overtake me.
Mm.
So I'm going to say that's all the way inaccurate, which seems kind of weird to me to do that. But
That's a good place to
overtaken
be, though.
is the thing. Yeah, I have always felt different from other people. Hmm. I'm going to go neutral on that one. I like to analyze things from every angle. No, I don't. I get frustrated with people who analyze things from every angle. I just want to get on with it, which, good or bad, I don't know. I always have a plan for what I would do if things go wrong. No, I don't have a plan. I just trust that it'll all work out.
Yeah.
I avoid situations that bring up negative feelings. No, that's inaccurate.
I knew that.
I seek excitement. Not really. I seek contentment, not excitement.
Mm. Hmm.
Excitement is exhausting to me. I'm not a thrill seeker, so I'm going to go almost all the way inaccurate with that one. Some of these answers are I'm surprising myself with these answers. To be honest, um,
Yeah.
I right, I go along with what other people want. Mm, I go along with what other people want. Probably more often that's true because I just would rather not have the conflict. So I'm going to say almost all the way accurate, but not all the way accurate. But then I'm not a pushover. Well, I'm gonna leave it where it is. Okay, people should follow the rules instead of doing what they feel like doing.
Mm.
Oh man. Okay, I'm between neutral and accurate on that one. Um, I seek out relationships that offer me some type of protection. Protection. No, I don't. I'm not looking to get something out of my relationships. I like the people. I don't know.
Are there two
Almost all the
questions
way
at the
inaccurate.
top that got skipped?
Oh yeah, there
Am I
are.
missing
Sorry.
it? Sorry, I was having a
Okay.
hard time following
No,
around.
I missed it. My bad. My
It's
bad.
okay.
Let me go back up to the top. I am good at seeing the bright side of things when others complain. Yes, that's true. Even though sometimes I can fall into complaining, but when
As
other
much
people
as you
complain, I
complain.
can see the bright side for them.
When
It's so
other people
weird. This is
complain, I can see
ridiculous.
the bright side.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, that's so funny. Even as I'll complain. Okay, I do not hesitate to call people out when they are behaving badly. No, no, that's inaccurate.
You do
I pretty much will
hesitate.
let I will let them fall into their own pit.
Mm.
Rather than be the one to tell them. Okay, I can clearly visualize what could happen in the future. Mm, I can clearly visualize what could happen in the future. Almost accurate. I think about that. Um, Average people often find me a bit weird. I don't. I
There's
don't
so
think
many
so. I
questions
think
about
that's
average
inaccurate.
people, normal people.
Yeah, those are really hard to quantify, right?
Like, what does that
Um,
mean?
what's average to me is not average to you or the next person, but
Right,
it's
yeah.
okay. These things are what they are. I like to do things I've always done them. No. Um,
What was your answer
well,
for average people find me a bit weird?
inaccurate.
Okay.
I like to do things I've always done them. No, that's not true. I like to mix things up. Uh, I I am kind of a creature of habit in some things, so maybe I'll go almost all the way inaccurate. I persist until a task is done. Well, once I've started something, yeah, I'm going to put that one at almost all the way, but not quite.
Mm.
Because when it's work related, yes, but when it's leisure related, I can
Yeah.
let it go if I feel like it's getting too inconvenient. So it's not all the way true. I spend time trying to discover my correct my faults and weaknesses. Well, should I give the answer I want to give or give the truthful answer?
Truthful
I
answer.
would love to say, I would love to say, yeah, like that's all I do, but I'm not that introspective. I, I do like to improve, but I want to go neutral. I hold myself to very high standards. Yes, I do. I am a natural caretaker. I don't, you know, I think I give that impression, but I don't think I really am. I think that's
What does that
maybe.
mean, caretaker?
I think I'll go neutral. Like I'm not someone who like let someone else babysit your baby. I don't want to do
Yeah, you care for people though.
that. Like I do care a lot about people, but I don't want to like carry all their burdens. Like I want to help people learn to carry their own. I don't know. I want people to admire me. Oof. If I'm honest, yeah, I do. Like I don't need it, but I want them to respect me. Like in my profession, they need to. But admire is something else. Like I admire me. All right, I'm gonna go between neutral and accurate. I feel that's a little. I'm being a little bit narcissistic, but I'm gonna go with that. I
I
want
mean,
to achieve a lot in life. Yeah, I do. I do want to feel like I've achieved something with my life. I don't want to get to the end and be like, oh, I didn't. You know, I watch a lot of TV. So yeah, I'll go accurate. If I'm honest, if I'm honest, I feel that I am a bit better than other people. Oof, a bit
Ooh.
better than other people. Oh man. Um, no, I don't. I don't feel that way. But man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go between inaccurate and neutral. I don't know. I feel that's a word one. That's a hard one to answer. Um, better than other people? Better at what? Like just better as a person? Then
Just
no. I'm gonna go
better,
all the way
better
inaccurate.
human.
That's what it is. No, then no, all the way. And I don't feel that way. I feel a deep sense of grief for what I have lost. And these are getting deep.
I
Um,
know we're getting into the
deep
nitty
sense of
gritty now.
oof, a deep sense of grief for what I have lost. What have I lost? Um, no, I'm going to say that's inaccurate. I don't dwell on those things. I focus more on, I don't know if I've lost. Maybe in maybe 10 more years, I can answer that question more. I am an unusual sort of person. I'm an unusual. I've answered this one before. I don't see myself as unusual. I'm going to go between neutral and inaccurate. Um, I take time to understand things more deeply than most people do. Yeah, I think I do. I
I think
think
you
I
do
think I
too.
do think that way. I'm going to go all the way accurate with that one, and that can be a strength or a weakness sometimes. I
Hmm.
guess we can
Yeah.
dwell too much on it. Okay, page 4, step 4 of 6. It is important for to me to be prepared for any emergency. Inaccurate. That's I've got mom for that. She takes care of that. Um, yeah, she's always thinking about the what ifs, and I'm like, oh
She's
yeah,
on
you're
it.
right. Okay, I distract myself from any sad feelings that arise. Absolutely inaccurate. I actually don't mind sad feelings. I often make changes in my life when things get boring. Yes, I do. Almost to a fault, but not as much as I used to. But I'm going to go accurate. I tend to be more optimistic than most people. Absolutely. I tell people what I think, even if it's hard to hear. That's absolutely inaccurate. I would rather, I would rather follow the group than push for what I want. Yeah, I want to say that's mostly all the way accurate. Yeah. Um,
Hmm.
I feel most comfortable in organizations with a clear hierarchy. Yep, I do. Um, I take measures to protect myself and my loved ones from harm. Take measures
Hmm.
to protect myself and my loved ones from harm. I don't know.
You. I don't want to
I'll
answer.
go. I mean, I'm going to go between neutral and accurate. But it's I don't know. It's an interesting one. Make plans for many years into the future. Between inaccurate and neutral. I am an unusually I've answered this one. I am an
Again with
unusually
this
unique person.
question.
I understand this is what quant quantitative data people call checking for the validity of a survey. Is it valid? Am I giving inconsistent answers? Am I an unusually
Mm,
unique person? No, I'm not an unusually unique person. I'll go for like almost all the way inaccurate there. I
yeah.
dislike trying new methods or procedures. Inaccurate. I almost all the way inaccurate. I focus on my responsibilities and duties. Well, not all the time. I'll go neutral on that one. I mean, they're there. I do them, but I'm not like, I like to have fun. I read books that help me be more productive or better at what I do.
Hmm.
Neutral. Um, I don't have time to read books. I'm too busy
I
reading
was gonna
student work.
say.
I think about reading books to help me be more productive.
Oh, don't we all?
Okay. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do things right. Do things right. No, that's not true. I want to do things well, but I don't care if they're right. If I do them wrong, then that's learning. Okay.
Mm.
I I'll say almost all the way inaccurate. Uh, I take the initiative to help other people make their lives easier. Neutral. I put in the effort to make a good impression on other people. I do. I'd say that's accurate. I set ambitious goals for myself. Yeah, that's true. That's accurate. I am an important member of my social groups. No, I'm not. I don't think so. No, I'm not. If I'm an important member of anybody's social group, I apologize. Uh, because your group's no good if I'm the most important member of it. I can describe my emotions in a lot of depth and detail. Yes. I often feel like an outsider, mostly inaccurate. I find myself to be a very, I'm sorry, I find my mind to be a very interesting place. Yeah, okay, between neutral and accurate there. I'm always aware of what can go wrong in any situation. No. I have many ways of avoiding situations that get me down. No, like I said, I don't try to avoid those things.
Mhm.
I'm not living life escaping from what's real. I am always up for new adventure. Uh, Boy, Dare, this is a hard one.
It's
I'm
just a hard
always
one.
up for new adventure. I am not adventurous. Like, yeah, yeah, let's go camping. Like, no. But I like to try new things. Like, if new adventure means a new restaurant,
Yeah, what does
yeah,
adventure mean? My mind immediately went to like camping, but it could also be like a new restaurant or
yeah. Isn't
something.
that funny? Me too. I'm gonna go neutral on that one. I'm not a hermit or anything, but I don't. No, I'm between neutral and accurate. Okay, I'm probably overthinking now. Okay, I believe that things usually work out for the best. Yeah, I do believe that. I stand up for what I believe in, even if it sets up other people. Yes, that's true. I do that. That's if it's talking about things I believe in versus what people are
Hmm.
going to see. Yeah, I'll stand up for that. I let other people take the lead. Again, that depends. Depends on what it is. Hmm, I'm going to go between. Man, I got to go neutral on that one because it just depends on the situation. In social situations, yeah, probably that's true. But in
Yeah.
work situations, no.
Hmm.
Not really. I dislike people who disrupt things by breaking the rules. I dislike people who disrupt. I don't dislike the people, but I don't like when that. I dislike when that happens. Um, but if the rule depends on the situation. All right, in between inaccurate and neutral. I make alliances with people who can help me stay safe and secure. No, I don't do that. I'm not that political. I am often looking ahead toward what is coming next. Between inaccurate and neutral. I have different interests than most people. Um, yeah, I have a lot of weird interests. I don't think I'm a weird person, but yeah, I have eclectic interests. But the traditional way of doing things is the best way. No, it's not inaccurate. Um, I mean, it could be situationally, but I'm not gonna. I'm never gonna go by that as a a truism.
Yeah.
I'm a responsible, reliable person. Yes, I see myself that way. I have a lot of plans for how I can improve myself. No, I don't have any plans for how I can improve myself. Um, well, I have some plans. Okay, in between inaccurate and neutral. I make sure this is hard.
It is
Okay,
hard.
I make sure that even small details are correct. Yeah, that's an easy one to answer. No, I don't. Um, Not at all. I make so many little errors and things all the time. I enjoy caring for others and their needs. I enjoy caring for others and their needs. Yeah, I do. I'd say that's accurate. I want to be a person that others can look up to. Yeah, that's accurate. And I don't mean like so they fawn all over me. But in my vocation, I want my students to feel that way about me, or otherwise, how can I really be effective? Okay, I push myself to succeed. There's that word again.
Mhm.
Inaccurate. Um, well, okay. Here's the thing about this question. If I define success as being able to kick back on a Saturday and do nothing, then if I'm pushing myself to succeed, am I pushing myself to not have to push myself? In which case,
What's your definition of success?
I, I push myself. Okay, that's true. I push myself to succeed. That's neutral then, because I'm not a workaholic, not at all.
Hmm.
I work hard, but I'm not a workaholic. I make important contributions to my community. I think so.
Mhm.
I rarely have strong emotions. That's inaccurate. I never. I feel I never truly belong in social groups. That's probably accurate. Um, I want to learn as much as I can about how the world works.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. It is important for me to understand what can go wrong in any situation. No, not mostly no on that one. I'm not like completely careless though.
Mm.
I take steps to ensure I don't feel sad or lonely. I take steps to ensure I don't feel. No, I don't. Sometimes I want to feel lonely. I like it.
Me too.
Sit by myself and is that weird? Maybe I am weird. I got to go
No.
back and answer that other question
You
different
know,
than you. I'm weird.
I'm thinking that it wants to see if you perceive yourself as different versus if you actually are different. Because I think
Okay,
there's a difference between people who are like, I'm different versus people who are actually different,
I
but
see.
still have a humble perspective about it. So I think that's why you're getting
Okay,
asked this question so many different
yeah,
ways.
that's fine. I'm really curious what this thing's going to tell me.
I'm
Okay,
excited too.
coming down the wire here, just a few more to go. Trying new things keeps life interesting. Um, Trying new things makes life interesting. It isn't the only thing that makes life or keeps life interesting. So I'm going to go neutral on that one. It can definitely. Now I'll go a little bit more than neutral. I like to try new things, and I'm not. It, well, I don't know. Okay, I'm an upbeat person. Yes, I am. I am usually the one to take a stand when others won't. Once again, situational. Do I see myself as one to take a stand? I'm gonna go neutral on that one. Other people have stronger opinions than I do about things that are irrelevant. Probably true. I mean, I don't have that. I'm not going to argue for 2 hours over Star Trek versus Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, I have opinions,
Yeah.
but I'm not really stuck with them. Um, Convictions. If it were convictions, it would be different. So I'm going to say between inaccurate and neutral. Everyone has a role to play in society and a duty to do their best. Yeah, sure, I agree with that. I am concerned with protecting what I have. Hmm, protecting what I have. Well, what I have can't be taken away from me. So I can't. I can't. My faith, my
Yeah.
my peace and joy. That can't be taken. If we're talking about material things, no, I'm not concerned about protecting those things either. Um,
Mm.
I have a good sense of what my future holds. At this point in my life, I feel like I do. Um, I am an average person with ordinary likes and dislikes. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think I'm weird, but I'm not average with ordinary likes and dislikes. I try new ways of doing things just to see if they will work. Yes. Okay, last two. I have a great deal of willpower. You know, I do. I didn't used to think of that way, of myself that way, but I do. I have a great deal of willpower. I'm disciplined when I need to be. Um,
Hmm.
Self improvement is a major interest of mine. Self improvement, growing, getting better. Yes, but I don't. Neutral. Okay, here we go.
Oh
I'm
man.
going to push the results button, and it's going to say you need to go see a shrink. Uh, Calculating results.
Calculating.
It's giving me my basic. It's saying we're giving you your uh,
It's trying to advertise that we can get
basic report.
extra.
Yeah, the bar's going across to give me. I mean, this thing is
This is
being compiled instantly, but it's giving me
instantaneous.
the bar
Yeah. You can
so I can read
upgrade.
the
It's
so
to
I can
build
do the upgrading by
anticipation.
the package. But it's since we're doing this one, it is a one-time $19 fee if you want the more advanced
Oh
version
no.
of it.
It's way too much.
Show my basic result. Here we go. Okay, which how do I do this? I see it here. Um,
Graph shows how you score in the 9 types. Ooh.
okay, so I've got it here, but I
So
don't know
look
how to
at
read it.
your type in depth.
Okay, your type in depth. Your primary type is 9. In this section, we'll dive deep into the 9 profile to understand how it drives your core emotions, fears, and desires, as well as how it impacts you in relationships and at work. Okay, so
Oh
what do I?
man. In a nutshell. Okay, so the in a nutshell part is locked. Let me see if there's. We also don't have to look at this website. We can just look up Type 9 and get information about it.
Yeah,
Okay, but let me see. Look at what makes you unique. Oh, wait, hold on.
okay. All of it is fading out.
It is fading out.
I'm going to type in what is type 9.
Yeah, I know this thing is kind of it's locking all the important information.
Yeah, so type 9 from the Enneagram Institute. Here we go.
Tell us.
Type 9 overview. Okay, let me just make this a little bigger because, need to see it better. All right, type 9, it says nines are accepting, trusting, and stable. They are usually creative, optimistic, and supportive, but can also be too willing to go along with others to keep the peace. Oh my gosh. Wow. Whoa.
Came for your
They,
throat.
oh man, it did. Okay, they want everything to go smoothly and be without conflict, but they can also tend to be complacent, simplifying problems and minimizing anything upsetting. They typically have problems with inertia and stubbornness. At their best, indomitable and all embracing, they are able to bring people together and heal conflicts.
Hmm.
Basic fear of loss and separation, basic desire to have inner stability, peace of mind. Not, Enneagram 9 with an 8 wing. That's, I guess, I don't know what that is. The referee, Enneagram 9 with a 1 wing would be a dreamer. So I have to go back and find out whether I have all those things. But anyway, my key motivations.
You
Uh,
are a wing 2.
how do you know that? Did you take the test with me?
Yeah, I'm looking at your results. So I took the test with you so we could see what was happening.
Okay, whoa, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm a
You're a wing 2, which is like your 2 is basically your second type. So you were 90 something percent 9 and then a little less percent 2.
and what is 2? Does I'm not seeing it won't give me that here on this. It only
Type
says yeah.
Type 2 can be described as the giver. Twos want to be liked and find ways that they can be helpful to others so that they can be loved and belong. It's a pretty simplified description, but
Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, this is there's a bunch more here that would take a while to read, but I'm known as the peacemaker. Um, work to maintain peace. Ironically, for a type so oriented in the spiritual world, 9 is the center of the instinctive center, which is the type that is potentially most grounded in the physical world and their own bodies. The contradiction is resolved when we realize that nines are either in touch with their instinctive qualities and have tremendous elemental power. What is it? Elemental power and personal magnetism, or they are cut off from their instinctual strengths and can be disengaged and remote. Uh,
interesting.
okay, to compensate for being out of touch with their instinctual energies, nines also retreat into their minds and into their emotional fantasies. Furthermore,
Whoa.
when their instinctive energies are out of balance, nines use these very energies against themselves, damming up their own power so that everything in their psyches becomes static and inert. Man, this is depressing. Okay, when their energy is not used, it stagnates like a spring fed lake that becomes so full of its own weight dams up the springs that fed it. When nines are in balance with their instinctive center and its energy, however, they are like a great river carrying everything along with it effortlessly. So I don't know, I you get a lot of
Very spiritual.
spiritual stuff there, but what they had to say though, right out of the gate: accepting, trusting, stable, creative, optimistic, supportive, but too willing to go along with what others want to keep the peace. They want everything to go smoothly without conflict. Um, that's that's right on the money.
Mm.
That's, I would say, that's that's true. Wow, it's me.
To emphasize the pleasant in life is not a bad thing, of course. It is simply a limited and limiting approach to life. If nines see the silver lining in every cloud as a way of protecting themselves from the cold and rain, other types have their distorted viewpoints too. For example, fours focus on their own woundedness and victimization, ones on what is wrong with how things are and so forth. By contrast, nines tend to focus on the bright side of life so that their peace in mind will not be shaken. So than rather they deny the dark side of life, which nines must understand is that all perspectives presented by the other types are true too. Interesting. But this is a little simplified because you're also a two, which is quite a bit different than nine. And I don't think that you deny the dark side of life, but I think you
No,
are a truthfully optimistic person, but not without reason either.
yeah, that's right. I'm very optimistic. I always believe that things will work out. And that comes from, that's not just because it's unicorns and rainbows. I believe things are going to work out because I believe in a higher power that
Yeah,
has my interests, it front and center.
right.
So and your interests front and center too, not just mine. But um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, my optimism is faith,
Right,
and that
exactly.
and also derived from that spiritual perspective. Of course, I understand the dark side of the world. Um,
Yeah.
I know it, all too well, and as does everybody, in their hearts. So, yeah. Um, but that's I like having taken the test, even just to be challenged to answer those questions and even think about it at all.
They're
Like,
hard questions to answer.
yeah,
They're
it's
very,
but it's we did start the podcast talking about reflection and memoir, and that was a very good segue into taking that
mm-hmm.
test. Have you ever? I know you have. You taken that other? There's another personality test too.
I've taken
A
the
much
Myers
more.
Briggs test, but apparently the one
That's
that I
it.
took was not like the best source of information on it. But yeah, that one's interesting too. That one's
Yeah, I
definitely
took
worth
that once,
taking.
and I think when I came up, I was labeled the campaigner. Was what I
Oh
got out of
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Um, I wonder, but I think, like you said, Dara, it has so much to do. Your answers have so much to do with how you see yourself in that
Yeah.
moment, and how you see yourself in that moment. It has to depend on what your circumstances are.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's, when I took that test, I think I was just stepping into my role as chair in of the department, and so I definitely saw myself as a campaigner. I was, making connections and forming um, alliances with and getting very political to get things accomplished.
Mm.
And I don't think I don't see myself quite that way now. I've got things going, and I'm more just like, don't want to rock the boat. I want to keep it stable.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So
Yeah. It's really interesting.
so do you have time for you to take the test?
I think so. I think I can take it. I think
Okay.
I can speed through it pretty fast. I'll do my
All right, do
best.
it. I want to hear I want to hear your answers. I won't
Okay,
make
my
any
turn.
commentary.
My turn. You can make commentary if you want. Okay, I strive for perfection. Yes. I work hard to be helpful to others. Middle, neutral, and accurate. It is important for me. It is important for me that people like me. Depends on who they are. So I'm gonna say neutral and between neutral and accurate. It's important for me to achieve great things. Yes. I make more significant contributions than the average person. Uh, I'll say
You
middle.
can't see me. You can't see me right now, right? Or can you?
I can't see.
Oh, I was giving you, if you're listening on Spotify, I was giving her like, I was giving everybody the thumbs up. Do it. Yes, yes, you do that. But okay, I won't. I don't want to influence you, so I won't make any facial expressions at all.
I'll go between just under accurate. I feel my emotions very deeply. Yeah. I have a sense that other people will never truly understand me. No, between inaccurate and neutral. I think deeply about things. Yeah. Yes. I'm prepared for any disaster. No. It's important for me to avoid pain and suffering at all times. No. I seek out experiences that will make me feel happy or excited. In between inaccurate and neutral. I see the positive in every situation. Yeah, depends.
It's hard. These are hard.
Middle, just above neutral. I'm not afraid to tell someone when I think they're wrong. Neutral. Depends on what it is. I let other people make the decisions most of the time. Yeah, I'm pretty turbulent. I appreciate having rules that people are expected to follow. Yes. I'm concerned about security more than anything else. No. I think a lot about what will happen in the future. I do now. Yeah, I think a lot about what will happen in the future. I don't know if I always did, but right now I do. I don't fit in with ordinary people. Stupid question. I can chameleon to any situation for the
There
most
you go.
part. So I'm gonna say almost inaccurate. There's rarely a good reason to change how things are done. Inaccurate. I always finish my chores. Inaccurate. I'm always trying to be a better person. Between neutral and accurate. I carefully check for my mistakes and errors. Inaccurate. I like to be. How is it that I want to be a perfectionist, but I hate to check for mistakes and errors? That's so. I'm shooting my own foot. I like to be around people who I can help. Most of the time, neutral between neutral and accurate. I like to feel that I am an important person in my social groups. No, I don't care. It is important for me to be successful. I want to be, but it's like I'll be okay if I don't. Like my sex, my successful is can be kind of anything. I don't know.
Yeah, a hard one to answer because that. How do you define it? But
I
like
feel
you said,
successful
however you
already
define
in
it.
some ways.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say almost accurate. Uh, the organizations I belong to would not function well without me. No, they'd go on just fine. I often feel overtaken by my emotions. Sometimes. Yeah. I always felt different from other people. I feel like I did when I was younger, but not so much anymore. I'm gonna say
Hmm.
almost inaccurate. I like to analyze things from every angle. Yeah. I always have a plan for what I would do if things go wrong. Ooh. Oh, some things. Some things I do. I don't know if I have a plan. I don't have
Hmm.
a plan. I more have like peace about it. I don't know. I'm gonna go neutral on that.
Okay.
I avoid situations that bring up negative feelings. Inaccurate. I wish I avoided those situations more. I seek excitement. Not really. In between inaccurate and neutral. I'm good at seeing the bright side of things when others complain. Yeah. I do not hesitate to call people out when they are behaving badly. I do hesitate. I'll only do it
But
if I
you,
really have
yeah.
to. Just above neutral. Uh, I go along with what other people want. Most of the time, yeah, just under accurate. I feel people should follow the rules instead of doing what they feel like doing. Depends on the severity of the situation. I
I
don't
know. I hate it when
know. I don't know how to answer
someone
this.
parks what somewhere where they're not supposed to. It makes me so mad. It's so dumb.
Yeah, if it's like stuff like that, like most of the time, I feel like people should follow the rules. I'm gonna go above neutral. I seek out
Yeah.
relationships that offer me some type of protection. No, I can clearly visualize what could happen in the future. Yes. Average people often find me a bit weird. I don't think so. I don't think so. I like to do things as I've always done them. I'm so go just above inaccurate. I persist until the task is done. Just above inaccurate. I spend time trying to discover my and correct my faults and weaknesses. I feel like I'm very aware of my faults and weaknesses. But maybe that's because I'm gonna go above neutral for that. I hold
Yep.
myself to very high standards. Yes. I'm a natural caretaker. I go just above neutral. I want people to admire me. Yeah, I do. I want to achieve a lot in my life. Yes. If I'm honest, I feel I'm a bit better than other people. No, no, absolutely not. I'm the least of these. I feel a deep sense of grief for what I have lost. Yeah, I do. I haven't lost much, but in the things that I have lost,
Hmm.
I do. I'm an unusual sort of person. I don't think so. I take time to understand things more deeply than other people do. Yes. Yes. I wish people thought a little bit more about stuff than they do.
Yeah.
It is important for me to be prepared for any emergency. I'm gonna say almost inaccurate. I distract myself from any sad feelings. No. I often make changes in life when things get boring. Yeah, I'll go just above neutral. I tend to be more optimistic than other people. I feel like I'm often pessimistic about things too. Not about like the way things will turn out, but I'm pessimistic about people's intentions a lot of times. So I'm going to say neutral. I tell people what I think even if it's hard to hear. Again, it depends. I'm going to go above inaccurate. I would rather follow the group than push for what I want. Yeah. I feel most comfortable in organizations with a clear hierarchy. No, not really. I often take measures to protect myself and my loved ones from harm. Myself and my loved ones from harm. I'm going to go just above inaccurate. I make plans for many years into the future. No, I am an unusually unique person. It's
Wow.
again, I'm going to go in between neutral and inaccurate. I just like trying new methods or procedures. No, I like trying stuff. I focus on my responsibilities and duties. It depends on what they are. It
This is getting
depends on
tough now.
what kind of responsibility. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go about just above neutral. I read books that help me be more productive, better at what I do. I wish I did.
Yeah.
I don't. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do things right. Yeah. I take the initiative to help other people make their life easier. Yeah, I think I do. Just above neutral. I put in the effort to make a good impression on people. Yeah, I do. I set ambitious goals for myself. Yes. I'm an important member of my social groups. No. I'm just here. I'm just
Again,
vibing.
what social groups are we talking about?
Social groups. I just feel like see a blob of people with no faces. Like, what social group are we talking about here?
Social pairs, maybe.
Yeah, social duo. I can describe my emotions in detail with a lot of in a lot of depth and detail. Yeah, I think so. I often feel like an outsider. I'm gonna go above neutral for that. I find my mind to be a very interesting place. Yeah. I'm always very aware of what can go wrong in a situation. I'm gonna go above neutral. I have many ways of avoiding situations that get me down. No. I'm always up for a new adventure. I'm kind of stubborn. but I do like new experiences, so I'll go above neutral.
Hmm.
I believe that
Yeah.
things usually work out for the best. Yes. I keep forgetting I need to say it out loud because for people who are just listening, I
Right.
stand up for what I believe in, even if it upsets other people. Yeah, I do. I let other people take the lead. Above neutral. I dislike people who disrupt things by breaking the rules. Yeah, I do. I
Yeah, it's
do.
frustrating.
I feel a great amount of animosity for people who break rules for no reason. You're causing problems. Can you just okay? I make alliances with people who can help me stay safe and secure. No, that's such a political question. Alliances with people?
Yeah.
I'm often looking ahead toward to what is coming next. Yeah. I have different interests than most people. Yeah, I'll go above neutral. I have a lot of interests. Too many,
Hmm.
arguably. The traditional way of doing things is the best way. No. I am a responsible and reliable person. I'm gonna go above inaccurate for that. I struggle. I struggle with that. I have a lot of plans on how I can improve myself. No, not myself. I'm gonna go above inaccurate. I make sure even the small details are correct. I've gotten better about that. I'm gonna go above neutral. I enjoy caring for other people and their needs. I do. I do enjoy that. But
Yeah.
I get tired too, so I'm gonna go above neutral. I want to be a person others can look up to. Yes, yes. I also feel a responsibility to be that as well, especially now in my position.
That's great.
Push myself to succeed. Yes, yes, I do. Last page. Making important contributions to my community. I think yes. I'm gonna go above neutral for that. I rarely have strong emotions. Inaccurate.
Mm.
I feel like I never truly belong in social groups. Uh, I'm gonna go above neutral for that. I want to learn as much as I can about how the world works. Yes, accurate. It is important for me to understand what can go wrong in a situation. I'm gonna go above neutral for that. I take steps to ensure I don't feel sad or lonely. Inaccurate. I try to keep trying new things keeps life interesting. Above neutral. I'm an upbeat person. I'm gonna go above inaccurate. I'm pretty mellow.
Okay.
I'm usually the one who takes a stand when others won't. I'm gonna go above neutral. Again, depends on what it is. Often other people have stronger opinions than I do. Yeah. I have strong opinions, but I keep them to myself sometimes. I have strong opinions. I just won't fight for them all the time. So I'll just go above neutral.
Yeah.
Everyone has a role to play in society and a duty to do their best. Yeah, I think so. I'm concerned with protecting what I have. Yeah, I am. I like try to fight it as much as I can because that's a waste of time being concerned. Well, it's a waste of time. I'm gonna go above inaccurate for that. I have a I have a good sense of what my future holds. Kind of. I'll go above neutral. It could go anywhere. I'm an average person with ordinary likes and dislikes. I'm gonna go just below neutral. I try new ways of doing things just to see if they will work. Go above neutral. I have a great deal of willpower. Yeah, accurate. Self improvement is a major interest of mine. Neutral. That's the last question. Dang, okay.
All right.
Results time.
Let's see. Who are you?
Who am
Then
I? I
let the
took this test
Oracle
before.
tell you.
The Oracle that's gonna make me pay $10 to get my answers. Whatever I get, I'll just look it up. I know what I was in the past, but I feel like content and streaming has changed me a lot. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
see.
mean, it is interesting how you can do these types of things and get different results. But
Yeah.
not that we didn't know this, but it's a good reminder: nobody's static. You're not static. You're not. You shouldn't be. You're like, oh, well, this
No.
is who I am, and that's the end of my life. Like, I'm not going to change. You always change. It's
Okay.
giving you the hard sell on the 1999 right now while you're
I
waiting, while the bar scrolls
I know. I think it gave me the same result as
inches.
I got last time. Your primary type is two. In a nutshell,
Oh,
twos
so
seek to love. Yeah, same as however I was a year ago. Twos seek to love and help the people around them. They intuitively perceive what others need and their support, and they offer it unconditionally. Skilled at seeing the good in people, twos often praise others warmly, always being ready for a kind word and a listening ear. They have a knack for making others feel like the most important person in the world. To the outside world, it seems that the twos' caregiving is selfless. However, deep down, the twos would like their efforts to be recognized and appreciated. The twos are capable of manipulating others to get the recognition that they think they deserve, and they can quickly flip into anger if they feel undervalued. They are well meaning and driven to be close to others, but can easily succumb to feeling rejection if there's no reciprocation of their tender care and affection. Yes,
hmm,
yes, I am very aware. I'm very aware of the fact that I am capable of manipulating people, and that's something that I have to actively like die, kill in myself to
hmm.
avoid it because I don't want to be like that. Twos can be described as a giver, and then I'm a wing. I believe I'm a wing four, two wing four, the individualist. Fours want to
Ah,
be unique and live their life authentically and are highly attuned to their emotional experience.
there's a
Let's
list
see.
here of famous type twos. Um, Nancy Reagan, Mother Teresa, Dolly Parton,
Oh,
Jimmy
goodness.
Carter, Desmond Tutu, Celine Dion, Maya
Oh,
Angelou,
wow.
uh,
I'm in good
the
company.
Hagrid from Harry Potter, whatever that means.
Oh, that's so funny.
Lewis Carroll. So it also says here, I like this. It says key personality traits of the two. And it's got a list here that I think applies to you, Dara. Warm smile and eyes, approachable, radiates kindness, vocal, volunteer, or activist, excellent team player, caring and gentle, nurturing and patient. And I like this one a lot. Smooth, flowing movements.
Wow, that's nice. That's very nice of them.
Yeah,
Wow,
very
okay.
good.
I feel this is accurate. Those who identify with type 4 individualists are often rebels and free spirits. You are someone that is often felt different from other people. You live and think on a different frequency and see things from a different perspective. Because you think about life differently, you often have a hard time connecting with other people. You may often experience disagreements with other people. At worst, you can feel shame because you're not like everyone else. At best, you can feel pride that you have unique talents and capabilities that set you apart from other people.
Hmm.
Interesting. I don't feel very combative, but that's partially because I don't want to be combative. Like I could be. If I wanted to be, I could make a lot of enemies, but it's just I think that's like where personality type and like beliefs and convictions interlock and
Yeah,
you reject the things that are natural to you because you don't want to be that and you embrace things that are not natural to you because of your values.
yeah. Well, remember from a few pods ago, I shared how blunt you were as a little girl. Um,
Yeah, I had a time
you
for
know,
that.
and I do know. I said just a minute ago we do change as we grow, but I think that bluntness is still there. But you've tempered it with wisdom and experience, and like everybody does. But it's
Thank you,
definitely
God.
there. Like you will say things that need to be said though, which is a very refreshing trait.
Only if it needs to be said. If it must be said and no one's saying it, I will say it. But if it's something stupid, and I'll just leave it lie, I'll just let it lie.
There unleashes the fire.
Oh, right here. Ethics are important to you, and you want to do what's right, even if it puts you in conflict with the group or existing norms in the world. Okay, well, that's probably where it plays in. Man, thank you, God, for helping me temper the things that I don't want to be
Yeah.
and embrace the things that I do want to be. Ugh.
Yeah, we just keep growing, and I might take the Myers Briggs, right? I'm gonna take that one again.
Yeah, Myers
These are kind of
Briggs.
fun to do. When
They
in a
are.
few weeks, when the semester's this is the last week of the semester, and then it's finals week. And I got a class I'm teaching for a couple weeks right after that. Um, but things will mellow out significantly for me in about a week, like
Mm,
in just a week, and then I'll have more
nice.
time to
Oh,
do a lot of the things I've
beautiful.
been putting off. Yeah, right now I have no social life at all. No,
No social
nothing
groups
but
to hang out with.
no. So, well, I never had any social groups, so that there's my group's definitely not missing me because there aren't any. And if they were based on my own admission, even if there were, I'm not an important part of it. My social group is mom. She and I'm her social
Oh,
group. We go out
yeah.
and we have I mean, have friends at work and things, but
Yeah. Sounds right.
well,
It's
this
not
was
a lonely
fun.
life
I
though.
like this. Yeah,
I like it too. And feel free, you should definitely like investigate more about your type because
yeah, I'm going to.
you'll learn a
I
lot.
bookmarked the site.
Okay, cool.
Bookmarked the site, and I'm going to check it out. After I'm done with this things, maybe later tonight when I'm finish up the memoir and everything else, and then I'll go back to it,
Okay.
and investigate more. Look into the mirror a little more deeply and see what
Mm.
it reveals.
Ugh, I'm scared. All right, folks, thank you for listening to this hour and 16-minute long episode of the Dish Podcast. Sorry that we
Sorry,
couldn't
y'all.
keep it shorter, but you can skip mine. Just listen to my dad's. It's more interesting. Have a wonderful day.
Right.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week for who knows what. Bye.
Bye, everybody.